Welcome to the Ignorance is Strength podcast. I'm your host, Fabian motherfucking Ojeda, and I don't know shit, but that's okay. All right, let's get this shit started. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the Ignorance is Strength podcast. Hope you all enjoyed our previous episode with Mr. Nick Tabor of the movie theater time machine. It's been doing it for 6 years. I don't know if I'll plan on podcasting for 6 years, but let's see. And it makes it a lot easier and a lot more fun to do the podcast for a longer period of time when you've got the same old gentlemen that are joining us today. Very familiar, Mr. Whitey, Mr. Potter, and Mr. Sosa, as we're collectively known as the Shit Show. And this is iteration number 12. And I gotta say, it's kind of a sentimental one right now, right? It's we haven't done this since June, and I gotta say, you know, it's kind of like we're reunited. No, does anybody feel that way?
It just feels so good right now.
Thanks for having us back.
It's been too long.
Some baby making music right here, yeah.
You know, this is Potter when he realizes he can finally get all his guns now. You know?
Making love to a sweet AR-15.
Oh,
All those sweet guns.
Mm-hmm.
Just lube it up with the CLP, baby.
Stop shaming me for being an amosexual, all right?
Oh, say that again, Potter. A what?
Animal what?
Animal.
I heard animal or what?
Ammo. Gun ammo. Amosexual.
You know how sometimes they say enunciation is important, Potter? In this situation, it was downright crucial because now the internet thinks that you have some sort of sexual encounter with animals.
Listen.
Potter wasted no time in walking right into it.
You already made the shit show. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Listen, he's from Texas now. You could just like draw out your fucking. You don't have to enunciate shit. Just go yeehaw, Republic of
Potter Hauer.
Fuck y'all, Texas.
Got that Boomhauer chat going on now.
What you're telling me now, man? Get it done.
That's pretty good, Potter. Let me ask you though. You know, okay. So a lot of shit I wanted to ask you about Texas, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Like,
I'll do my best.
This is an innocent one, Potter, and okay. I don't want to hit you with the hard ones because we hit you with the hard ones before we even started recording, and I know Sosa's going to get you with some, but I'm going to ask you because I know that you're a huge fan of In-N-Out, right? And you love In-N-Out,
Yes,
but all these fucking greasy rednecks in Texas, right? Swear by Whataburger, and they say that it's and I already heard Sosa and I can already tell you I haven't tried it because I've never been to one. I haven't been in proximity to get Whataburger, but it doesn't look very appealing. Are these people lacking in taste buds,
or are they showing just super biased opinion of Texas?
That could be it.
I think they got really biased opinions. I got to give Whataburger one more try. I think
that means it sucked.
Maybe see, I've tried it twice by the place near my house. And I feel like they fucked up my order.
They didn't. That's just Texas, baby.
So it's got to be the employees. So I got to try it at one other different location, and I'm gonna give it one more try. It was all right. They stick mustard in it though.
What the fuck?
Mustard's good,
but like no mayonnaise, no ketchup, just mustard and like lettuce and onions. I think that's pretty much all was in it. I'm like, and pickles. What the fuck, man? I don't like mustard, so I did not care for it. But if I were to compare it to another chain, I'd say it's probably close to like a Burger King burger.
It looks like a Burger King burger. Yeah.
That's what I've heard. It was like just
but what
Jack in the Box burger or some shit.
What also they have like you can get like I think like mushrooms on your burgers, or I forget what else, but
are
I
the
don't
mushrooms
like that shit. I just want a cheeseburger. I don't want like a fucking chili cheeseburger.
Are
So,
the mushrooms
I
there
don't-
to help you trip out and taste, the colors and shit like that? So you
I
don't have
don't
to
know. I
deal
don't
with that
know.
disgusting flavor in your mouth.
I don't know.
Do they
Sounds like
have
the
a
Oregon Whataburger.
wait? What?
I said it sounds like the Oregon Whataburger. Everything's legal in Oregon.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just get a side,
Trip out on your burgers.
get a
Side
side
of meth,
of
please.
side of fentanyl.
I thought you were gonna say a silo burger.
So instead of seasoning, they just fucking drop a bunch of angel dust on your fries and shit.
Isaac,
Yeah.
here's another thing. Now I know you're not the brownest person in this chat, but have you had their Mexican food yet?
Yeah,
Oh.
we've tried a couple Mexican food places, and it is definitely different.
I can see that smile on your face, like you're remembering that taste right now, and you're almost vomiting.
No, it's not that bad. It's like a hit or miss. It's either like carne asada is not like the big thing here, or as like it takes like a far back seat compared to something else, and I just need to find out what that meat is, or I need to find a better place.
It's called roadkill, Potter.
I found one place that's it's got pretty decent carnitas, but that's about it.
By the way, if you don't know what the meat is you're eating, maybe you should find out.
Awesome. It's possum.
It's possum. I think it's really possum.
Listen, I had a friend that moved there maybe less than 5 years ago, and he's like, Tex-Mex food fucking sucks. Now he's a born-again Texan, yeehaw. Got the Lone Star tattooed on his asshole or whatever. But he'll freely admit, fucking Tex-Mex food sucks. A big Texan wiener.
Yeah, because they eat that stuff there too. Potter, have you been eating bull testicles or whatever?
Or armadillo.
No,
What do they call them?
No Rocky Mountain oysters for me, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they won't eat fucking onions, but they'll eat testicles.
The fuck.
So try to figure that one out. But yes, as I think everybody understood from the last shit show, Potter did lose the Texas death match, and he did have to leave town. So there you go. That's following up on that.
Ironically, he moved to Texas.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, not ironically. That was by design.
By
We
design.
knew already. So when
I
it
guess
came
that was
down,
a Texas death match then.
it really was a Texas death match. Loser leaves town. Sorry, Potter, you lost.
Oh well. I'll enjoy over here. You guys enjoy over there.
I think that was a shot at you, Whitey.
I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that.
But yeah, we're catching up with everybody, and Potter, we caught up a little tiny bit with you. I'm sure there's still more we can pick at. Whitey, we got any lifestyle updates or anything like that for you?
Well, I met my French family last week.
French.
Huh.
Yeah. So anyway, my wife's from Quebec,
Yeah, that's in Canada.
but the French Canadians.
That doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Well,
I mean, those are two different continents, aren't they? And continents.
I just call them my French family because they only speak French, dude.
Have you been learning French?
I actually have. I know how to count to 20 now in French.
Did they look at you as a lesser than because you didn't know French?
No, I think they were a little embarrassed that they were over here and they didn't speak more English.
Mm.
Canadians don't get like angry at you. They just get,
Disappointed.
disappointed they aren't better for you. I don't know. Like somehow it's their fault you're the way you are. I don't know.
Oh, then your wife has quite the task, Whitey.
Oh man.
How was the food over there, Whitey?
Well,
No,
I brought them over here. They came over here all the way from Quebec.
Oh,
Shit.
I thought you went over there.
No,
I
didn't.
thought you went to go kill a moose and prove yourself that you're a worthy,
No,
husband for your wife or whatever.
But I must have did good because they said next Christmas I can go back and they will kill a moose and they will make moose steaks and I'll go. They told me they were going to let me use the skidoo, and I was like, "What's a skidoo?" And then they're like, they were trying to find the word, and then they're like, snowmobile. I'm like, holy shit, we're going snowmobiling.
Dude, are you gonna? You know, I don't know if you guys ever watched Game of Thrones. Did you guys watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah. I watched
Yeah.
the series, not the movies.
I'm just assuming that it's just like Craster's Keep on the other side of the wall. It's just this big ass hall, and there's animal pelts everywhere. And that's where you're gonna go there and be like, no, Whitey, you sit at the head of the table today. You are our guest.
Yeah, it's a different life, man.
They're just gonna drape you with a moose fucking pelt and like give you the horn and an antler fucking crown.
I'm gonna come back wearing flannel. Watch.
What did he say? Something like stop looking at my my daughter wives or something?
All right. I was gonna bring that up, but yeah.
What the fuck are you doing, Whitey?
I don't know anymore.
What are you doing?
I'm going on a skidoo.
There you go.
A skidoo.
A skidoo. 23 skidoo sounds a lot better now.
Well, and then we got Sosa, the Dale Gribble of the show, right? So I want to see if there's anything that you want to share that the KGB will be okay with you sharing that you don't have to be worried about.
You know what? Redacted. I'm doing good.
This was the last time you were on.
It's like no change.
Yeah.
You had a kid.
I did. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I do have a kid.
That sounds like a life-changing moment.
I forgot where we left off. Yeah, I have a kid now. I have two kids now.
Another kid.
Another one.
We were calling him Theodore Huxtable earlier.
Well, I'm not gonna share his full name.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
But yeah, I got a boy. He's a chunky little monkey. Doesn't let me sleep, but it's all right.
Was that jump from 1 to 2 kind of crazy?
Dude, it's fucking rough, man. Isaac, what would you say about that jump?
My daughter she was very clingy. She wanted to help. When we found out we were going to have another kid and we were at the doctor's office and like the head nurse there was like putting all our information in for future appointments. She's like, do you got another kid? And we're like, yeah. Like, how old is she? And we told her, it's like, okay, so you do realize it's not your baby anymore. It's her baby. She's going to act like it's her kid, that you got to take care of it. So she do stuff like that. So right now she keeps trying to pick him up and like carry him across the room. I'm like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah. What I would say is that before my wife and I would be able to take shifts taking care of our kid, of our one son, and I was like, man, I'm gassed out, your turn, man, I'm gassed out. We just switch, outmanning him. And then since the other boy came in, it's like man on man coverage, dude. We don't get breaks anymore. We can switch off on what type of suffering we're enduring at the moment.
So fair question. Are you guys like competing to see who can have the most babies? Like see who gets more Nick Cannon than the other?
Ain't nobody gonna beat Nick Cannon.
Have you guys considered like is this it? Is this where you stop? The both of you?
Are we burning tubes at this point?
That's what I'm asking. Are you gonna get snipped?
I'm looking at it, yeah.
I don't think I want another kid, unfortunately. I don't
snip
know how much,
and then
I don't know how much longer I can
snap.
I can do those middle of the night wake ups and diaper changes and all that fun stuff.
Okay, Potter, I'm gonna stop you right there because our birth rate depends on it. Okay, you guys shared the information. Apparently, this is a big crisis right now. Our birth rate, right? According to your people, Potter, right? The right wing needs more people.
Mm-hmm. You need to do your part for the party.
I don't think it's just the right wing people. I think it's all of us.
Wait, Potter, is the birth rate a problem?
It is slightly dwindling. Yes.
Listen, the bigger question that you're evading to, Fabian, is that are your reproductive rights being fucking infringed there in Texas, can you get snipped?
That's a good question.
I guess if I wanted to, I could, but
Oh,
Well, it's your body's no longer your choice.
this is true.
You agreed to it.
okay. You're asking if I can get snipped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your reproductive rights.
I guess the only way to get out of this now, Potter, is to hold the microwave open and roast your testicles.
Just stick them in, baby.
I thought Potter was going to answer back with like, hell yeah, I can do what I want, whatever I want with my boys. God damn it. That shit only applies to bitches and whores. Yeah.
To women and the minorities.
Especially them. Yeah. Yeah, but that is a good question. I wonder if, since they're regulating, reproduction and everything, if that goes for vasectomies as well. I say you should try to go have one, Potter, and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And report back to us.
Immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately. All right.
Like, get off the headset and go, Potter. It's just time.
Sunday.
'Cause, I mean,
They're fucking closed.
everything's closed on Sunday.
God damn it. Well, there goes our shot. But on another note, and a quick update of mine, I was actually going to try to do another episode on this, but I think I'll give my I'm not dead yet story out there, right? My little health update.
Oh, please. Yeah. Let's
Which
go
is-
to that one.
I feel
Which
like you
is
scared
why-
a lot of us, motherfucker.
Which is why I was the podcast is on hiatus for quite a bit. I didn't really post anything for a while. And really, if you look at it, the shit shows, we have them every like 10 weeks. So that's what, like maybe a couple months in between. We hadn't done one since June, like the beginning of June. Right. That's like 6 months apart. So, this is it was a bit of an extended break. But yeah, man, I was not in the best of health there. I think.
What happened?
So I'll take it back a little bit, and I think I'll give you just a short story. So I gotta talk about this forever, but I want to talk about other shit too. But long story short, I think, and this is just me thinking here. Obviously I wasn't taking as good care of myself as I should have been. But I think that once, when we were isolated and the whole COVID thing, my health really started to take a turn for the worse. Obviously having COVID, twice didn't help. And ever since then, I just kind of ignored things, right? I just let things go. I'm like, I'll be fine. But little things started happening, where I should have probably gone to a doctor, but nobody was going anywhere at that time, and I really, was kind of worried, like, I don't want to get this shit a third time and fucking die, and I always just kind of stayed at home. Obviously I didn't get as much movement at all. Some days I would just stay in bed the whole fucking day. Right. So that didn't help. I wasn't eating like shit or anything, I was just eating, like a normal person, like I normally do. But I was just putting on a lot of weight, a lot. And, I've always been a bigger person, but I was putting it on at kind of an alarming rate that I didn't even notice. And I was retaining a lot of water, like a shitload of water. And it started to notice it in my legs, really bad. I don't know if I've sent you guys the before and after picture. Have I?
I think I saw it.
I don't think
Okay.
I saw it.
I'll send it in the chat in a little bit, but my legs really started to fill up like the fucking Marshmallow Man. Right. And, it was really like, even the ball of my foot was literally like a fucking ball. I couldn't put my shoes on. And my legs started swelling so bad to the point where I couldn't even drive my truck. In fact, that's why I got, I upgraded from my little Ranger to the F-150. So I need more space in this shit. Because it was getting really bad. But at the same time, I was getting really short of breath on a lot of things. Turns out I was not getting enough oxygen in. It was like too much CO2, and that, combined with all the swelling, everything was really painful. I couldn't really function. So, I mean, not until recently, I said, fuck, I need to do something because this is not working for me. And my dad convinced me, just go to the ER, you got to go to the ER and see what they can do. Because when I went to the doctor, and that's another, I'm not gonna say who I have insurance with or what hospital I go to. I'll just say it rhymes with riser, Herman Hente. If you can decipher that, but I hate to be, that guy, but Jesus fucking Christ, they're pretty shitty at times. When I got checked out initially, it wasn't in the ER just yet. I remember I went to urgent care. My doctor looked at my fucking swollen ass legs, right? And said like, oh yeah, you'll be okay. Try to convince me to become a vegan. So
what?
Yeah, try to convince me to become a vegan. That was gonna take care of everything, right? And I'm like, well, can I, what do I do? And then I came back to a different doctor, like a few weeks later, and they gave me a diuretic pill, which started helping a little bit, because that was making me piss out, some of that stored fucking water weight and shit. It wasn't enough though, and I was still in a lot of pain. And so I finally went to the ER. And when I was in the ER, they said like, oh, well, we need to get you, in a room ASAP because your oxygen's super low. I'm like, all right, and from there, it's kind of a blur because I don't know what the hell happened. But at some point I was intubated. So they put me in the ICU. Yeah, go ahead.
I said, yikes, that's not a light issue. That's fucking severe, man. If you're getting intubated, it means you were in pretty rough shape.
Yeah, but I don't hear, and I'll kind of go over that at the end of it there, but I don't know why I was, and nothing else happened. The only thing that happened there was I got some oxygen, and then eventually, I was getting IVs with that Lasik, the diuretic to help me piss. But yeah, man, it wasn't fun because I was in a hospital bed for a little over a week, not moving. I don't know what at some point I remember just, my mind's a blur because I don't know what happened. I fell asleep, and next thing I know, it was in ICU with the fucking tube in my throat.
Dude, that bed was way too fucking short, by the way.
Yeah. Exactly.
When I saw you looked so fucking cramped up. I was like, you don't have anything just a little bigger,
Mm-hmm.
And no offense, but you're not even like that tall. There's tons of people that are way taller than you.
Mm-hmm.
Like that must be fucking painful.
Yeah, it was, and it was not good. I was not comfortable at all. And being in there for a week, and then trying to get up. I remember the plan was, okay, you're gonna go home if you can show me that you can walk out of, get up out of bed and walk, right? I'm like, of course I can. I get up on my own, I walk on my own all the time, like I'll be fine. I try to get up out of bed, and as soon as I stand up, I feel all that fucking gravity, right? I couldn't walk, man. Like I could hardly stand, and so I had to kind of learn how to walk again. But I was progressing fairly quickly because they wanted to keep me in there longer. They wanted to send me to a fucking convalescent home for old people. Mm-hmm. They're like, yeah, but I'm in my head, I'm like, fuck that, dude. Like, I'm not doing all that. If I can do this, I can do this,
Mm-hmm.
And so I was able to, well, here's the thing I really hate about physical therapy that they sent in. First of all, they see me, a big motherfucker, right? They send in the two smallest Asian women you've ever seen. And they don't know what they're doing. I'm like, okay, let's try to send them. Oh, no, we're not going to do that yet. So what the fuck do you want me to do? See if you can kick your leg forward. I'm like, okay, I'm kicking my leg. What do you want me to do now? See if you can do this. See that. So they didn't have a plan. They didn't know what they were doing. And that happened for 3 days in a row. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not playing this fucking game anymore. I'm like, you're either going to give me some actual time, because they would come in for like 10 minutes at a time, right? I'm like, you're either going to give me some actual time with physical therapy here, to try to, really work on this and get up out of bed and walk so that I can be cleared, or I'm just going to go AMA, right? Against medical advice. And I'm going to do this myself. I remember because my mom gave me that phrase. She goes like, she calls me on the phone. She goes, hey man, tell them AMA. Right. I'm like, okay, that's what's going to happen. Cause I'm like, I can't be here any longer. I couldn't, man. And it was not something that I wanted to do. Stay there all stinky as shit in the bed. They don't bathe you, right? You guys don't do that, Sosa?
I'm in the ER, man. I don't bathe nobody.
There you go.
And then they had to shave you, right? Like,
oh yeah.
Fucked up.
For some reason, they made me look all paisa and shit. And they shaved my beard. Man, they did me all dirty. But yeah, man, I don't know, like all of what happened when I like, ended up in the ICU, but I do not ever want to be there again. The positive side of my whole stay there, I did piss out about 60 pounds of water weight.
Jesus fuck.
Wow.
Yeah.
6 or 6-0?
6-0.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, I'm continuing to piss out more every day. So I mean, that was definitely necessary. The good thing that I'm really kind of thankful for is that everything else seems normal. All my all of my blood tests and everything's normal, like everything's normal range. So my only real problem was CO2, which is now back in normal range. Retaining water. I'm a little anemic. That was surprising because I ate a lot of meat.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, how am I anemic? I'm like, how am I not getting enough iron? I ate enough fucking meat to make fucking all the anemic little girls normal. But yeah, that's about it. This is a separate story, but I was misdiagnosed with diabetes, I think. So it's just going to tell me no. He's a nurse. No, but my primary told me that I had it, right? And I looked at all the levels. I'm like, I don't have that shit. The A1C is a little bit iffy, but then I was doing all my research, and I don't call it research if I just Google one thing and say, there's my point. I got it. I asked other doctors, I did all the research, and it turns out like, my level was still within range, and it was maybe a little bit borderline because of that anemia, right? It affects the test a little bit there. Yeah, and I mean, I'm no expert, but that's what I read. And then even when I was in the ICU, that doctor said like, yeah, we don't need to prick your finger or nothing like that anymore. We don't need to. You don't have diabetes. So I'm getting conflicting fucking information here, right? So I'm all pissed off. I'm like, well, shit, they imagine they would have started giving me like insulin or some shit like that, and that's just a crazy fucking story, man. But my official story is that there was nothing wrong with me, and that an angry Filipino nurse drugged me with fentanyl, and that's how I ended up in the ICU.
Nice.
And I believe that to a certain extent because there
usually have to pay extra for that, but yeah, that's good.
There was an angry Filipino nurse there that I think was working against me, and I don't know. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. When my mom came to the hospital to visit me, she didn't trust him either. And you got to trust what Mama says. So Mama says that.
And the extra was okay because he had a really good deductible.
Yeah. But I do want to, say that I want to thank Whitey and family for showing up. That really, I think, was... that helped out, man, because it's like sitting in that bed all depressed and shit is like, fuck, I want to leave. It's always good. So definitely lots of appreciation to the Villarino clan. They're, always there.
I think this kind of opened an eye to me, like that we need some sort of contingency plan if something happens or whatever, because I didn't know, like, it went from talking to you and you were like, oh yeah, you're looking for a hospital to like, hey, in the ER or whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I didn't know, like, you know, you couldn't contact anybody or you weren't in contact with people because you're fucking in the ICU. Mm-hmm. So it went from like, do I tell everybody what the fuck's going on? You know, like, can't get a hold of you. Finally got a hold of Mauricio. And then he kind of set me straight on that. And then I was like, then I contacted you guys. And yeah, but I mean, it took, I feel like that whole process took way too long or whatever. Like, we should just kind of discuss like something happens.
Yeah.
Like what to do. You really don't think about it until like something like an emergency like that happens.
Well, I'm on the mend, gentlemen. I think now I'm feeling a lot better. Look, beforehand, I'm going to be honest. I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't drive my truck. I would walk just from the bathroom to the room, and I'd, you know, just trying to lie back down in bed. I couldn't breathe out. You know what I'm saying? Like I would, you know, it's not like I was like, okay, I'm so winded because I exerted myself. I couldn't breathe out. Like, that's why when like my older brother was telling me, like, well, just go work out, I can't. I don't know what it is. I can't do it. You know, like I don't have, first of all, I don't have the energy, and then I can't fucking breathe out. Like, I remember just before I, you know, moved to my house, we were living in Temple City, and we had the gym right next door, you know? And I remember just walking that short distance. I'm like, fuck, I can't make it, you know? Like, what's wrong with me kind of thing. I couldn't breathe out. Like, all the bad stuff was in, and I couldn't, you know, fucking get it away from my lungs or something. I mean, is it attributed to, you know, like the whole COVID time? Maybe, but I don't know. You know, something fucked up my immune system. There's people out there saying like, well, maybe because you're vaccinated. I don't know about that, but, you know, I don't know. But I'm just, you know, it gave me just a clear message like, hey, you got to, you know, take care of yourself and listen to yourself a little more, because, you know, I'm the type that just kind of keeps going and does not, you know, want to stop and be like, just take care of this. So that's just a message to all the youngsters out there too. You're not immortal. And, you know, it's really important to, when something doesn't feel right, just go take care of it. Also real quick, sorry. So I also want to thank you, man, because you came with that pastrami sandwich, man. And again, you know, it was like, I was just in the beginning of recovery, and you saw, man, I was bedridden for a couple of days there, but
yeah.
That's helpful too. You know, that's very helpful. I think in the recovery, and your advice, you know, took it to heart and everything too. So, you know, have had the opportunity to move around and walk around, and I don't even need my fucking cane anymore. That's just a good thing, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Fabian, like, I was worried there for a second, man. I wish I would have been able to go out there sooner, but I was dealing with sick kids at home, and fucking my kid has asthma, and shit, man, it was a scary time for me. But yeah, dude, I think what you're really highlighting right now is that, you know, none of us are spring chickens anymore, man.
Mm-hmm.
We're not in our 20s anymore, mid 30s. This is the time where people start having health issues. It is the time where we need to start taking care of ourselves, because we're going to blink, we're going to be 50, and then holy shit, you know, this is the fork in the road pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of yourself now, and you'll be looking nice and pretty at 50 or 60, or, you know, keep ignoring it because we still think we're 20 and we're going to fucking bounce back like we used to. We're not. Our decisions are going to have detrimental effects on us from here on out, unfortunately.
Me and Fabian got one up on you guys because we don't have kids, so we're like 10 years younger than you already.
Sure.
Well, here's a kick in the mouth, right? Think about it. In less than 2 years is our 20-year high school. Well, now I'm not going to call it reunion because nobody fucking goes to those, apparently. But yeah, 20 years.
Our 20-year barbecue.
Yeah. Our 20-year, fuck everybody else. I'm not doing it. Even if somebody plans it, because last time nobody fucking went, and you can kiss my ass and drink a fucking bottle of ass juice, bitches.
I swear I didn't know about that till like the day of or something like that. I'm like, what? There's a reunion? It's at a bar or something? Wasn't that a bar?
Whitey?
It was a brewery.
It was a
Whitey?
brewery.
What?
And then afterwards we went.
You didn't know about it?
How did you not know about it? The three of us, the rest of us went.
and we were planning the other one that fell through because nobody wanted to go, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's been so long.
It was going to be at some sort of bar restaurant in like Pasadena
Yeah.
or Alhambra.
Alhambra. Yeah, it would have been. It would.
I was getting the highlights of that because that shit. I was working nights. I know Macy was doing that with you guys.
Mm-hmm. But I think if somebody plans it, I'm still not going to go because I'm still bitter from that 10 years later. So fuck you all.
Yeah. I mean, seeing as what great showing we had at the 10-year, you know, I don't think it grows exponentially every decade. I think it just dwindles.
Yeah, no, and then if anything, you know, what do you call it? A lot of people are like probably moving out. I mean, I hate to say it, but you know, some people have died too already. You know, I hate to be morbid about it, but you know, there's just less people who would probably give a damn to go. You know.
Right. I got kids, man. I got kids.
Mm-hmm. I remember when we were planning the 10-year online, it started, right? And some people just had some really stupid out there ideas. Like, I'm like, well, we got to keep it local, right? Obviously, that's, you know, the most feasible thing.
Wasn't there like one guy that was like trying to hijack taking over the planning?
Kind of, yeah.
He was also like semi-political, trying to run for like an office or some shit like that.
Well, I don't know about
in Omani. So he was also doing it for like a popularity grab too. Like, let me get your vote.
No, I don't know about that, but there was like some idiot who was like, "Oh, we should just take everybody to Vegas." I'm like, motherfucker, you know, like,
how much are you gonna put in for that, huh?
Yeah, and I think he said something stupid online, like, you know, oh, we could just have everybody take like $100 will be good. You know, it's like, the hell are you? Who goes to Vegas with like $100 other than broke 21-year-olds who don't know what they're doing, a la me and Whitey.
Yeah, I like going to Vegas with $100. Leave me alone.
Yeah, but you know that obviously wasn't going to happen. But you know, we took the reins and started meeting about it, and we had a good plan in place, a fair price. But
yeah, there was a decent amount of research and effort that was put into that.
A lot, dude. And I kind of spearheaded it a little bit with you know, with your wives and who else was there? A couple other people, you know, but it just fell through. Nobody, you know, was responding to the, you know, here's how you kind of, you know, how you buy in kind of thing. I think we used the GoFundMe system because there was.
You know what, man? It was I'm gonna call it. It was like, you know, the El Monte culture. It was like, you know, it's ghosting before ghosting became a thing.
Yeah,
you know, you just fuck it. I'm gonna stop replying. That's the way it's gonna go.
And it was a cultural thing too, with especially Mountain View High School, because if you notice, all the other successful schools around us were okay, right? But we kind of had the reputation of being just the haters. Right. Yep. You can't be glad for anybody. You know, as soon as anybody experiences success, oh, look at them. They think they're all good kind of thing. Right. Even like with something like a band, Whitey, like with our band, I'm sure, even before I joined, because, you know, I'm more, you know, lovable than you and Bob and whoever was in your band before. But I'm you got your fair amount of hate just because like you were successful with, you know, making music and shit. Right.
Yeah, haters are gonna hate.
Well, I can imagine Whitey right there being, "Bitch, don't hate. Bitch, don't hate."
I think we grew up in a very pessimistic and just degrading fucking culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're the crabs in the bucket. Oh no, you can't get out of this bucket. You're coming back down here with me.
Yep, yeah. Exactly.
It was also the start of MySpace and Facebook around that time, so everybody was like, yeah, I still see that guy. I talk to him all the time on the internet. Oh, he works at that place over there, and so forth and so forth. So everybody's like, why are we going to go to this reunion? I already know what everybody's been up to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's not the same, you know.
No,
but
true.
Whatever. I don't care. I talk to who I need to talk to, but you try to do something good for these miscreants, and they don't appreciate it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't care about being a Viking. Y'all can fucking burn the ship down and fucking let some other people rape and pillage. Fuck the Viking culture. Kiss my ass.
Hey, you do care about being a Viking because you were there every single day.
I was there every day. Yeah, I was the hardest working wrestler out there.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
God dang, man, that wrestling program, the
Hell
funds
yeah.
that it has. Like, I kind of want to just like go back and be like, back in my day, we used to pull out the mats from the cafeteria.
Dude, I am so glad to see what they're doing online. They have a presence online, first of all. I think they got brand new gear, new mats. They're going to all kinds of tournaments. They have a strong girls program. Like one of the girls just got full ride scholarship to Stanford. To wrestle at Stanford.
Yeah, so
That's probably like the only Mountain View person to go to Stanford.
There's others before. I think there have been some before, but yeah, that's very rare.
Fuck yeah, it is, dude. Full ride to Stanford. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats to that person.
Hey, so speaking of college, how's your student debt, man?
Oh God. Well, that's another topic right there. But fuck, man. I'm not paying a dime until I see what's going on with this shit. I put on Facebook the other day, like I got an email from the Biden administration, right? And it said like, you have been approved for loan forgiveness, and it was a pretty lengthy email. And I'm thinking like, motherfuckers, y'all are battling this in court. You're pushing back the deadlines all the time. Like, I'll believe it when I see it, right? It's like that broke ass like friend or neighbor that's like, hey, let me borrow a few $100. I'll pay you back on first, right? Goddamn well they're not going to pay you back on the first. So you might as
he was going to pay you back on the first, dude. He was. Okay, something happened. He's going to get you though.
His mom got sick. The car broke down. His dog got run over.
He's going to a job orientation today.
Yeah, man.
you had to go buy a suit.
There you go. But I don't think that shit's going to get taken care of anytime soon. I mean, they keep pushing it back. Like, hey, you don't have to pay till then. You don't have to pay till then. So if that's the case, I'll keep voting for whoever's doing that because I don't want to pay it. I don't feel like I have to pay it. And I know there's people who feel strongly like, oh, well, you made you made your decision, blah, blah, blah. You do have to do it. Yeah, but look at who else gets bailed out, right? And nobody fucking bats an eye, okay? So I don't even have to name all the fucking, entities that get bailed out and they get billions of dollars. But if they're willing to spend my money on that shit, why aren't you complaining about that, right? So my measly fucking, less than $100,000, I don't give a shit. I'm not paying it. You're paying it.
I think you're touching a bigger issue, which is that this is like the political divide, right? So pretty much the right, Potter, is complaining about people like getting their student loan forgiveness, right? They're like, oh, why does that person get the student loan forgiveness? But yet these same people don't criticize, all those companies that were bailed out during the pandemic and all those companies that were bailed out during all those banks that were bailed out during 2008, and we don't even know how many billions upon billions upon billions of dollars these fucking assholes got bailed out with. But yet we're complaining about student loan debt, which is a fucking fraction of what one bank gets bailed out with.
Well, also check this out, right? I had a conversation with the guy who wrote the book, The College Cartel. Okay. Made some good points. Think about college, maybe when we were in high school or elementary school, right? How affordable it was compared to today, right? Those tuition rates are going up all the time.
Yes, they
right?
are.
There's no fucking like cap on it. There's no regulation on it. And so it starts to become like, collusion, right? Because it's like these colleges are getting together and saying like, hey, this is how much I want to charge. How much you want to charge? Yeah, fuck these people. Let's charge them up the ass, right? It's like when Hank stopped the collusion between all the propane kings of Arlen, right? they all got together and they started upping the price of propane. Nobody could afford it. And then I think the FBI or something was getting involved. It's like that, except there's no FBI getting involved, right? All the colleges charge whatever the fuck they want, and they fuck us all. And then, we can't afford it,
I'm going to say it. Fuck it. I think it's a way to enslave the lower class that's trying to become middle class. Why is it that, tuition, like you said, keeps going up? Fucking prices for books keeps going up. And yet the only debt that can never be forgiven, even upon your death or bankruptcy, is student loan debt.
Yep.
It's by design. It is by design that they're shackling you with debt. You're trying to get out and fucking improve your way of life and where you came from? Nah, homie. Here's your debt.
Yeah, I agree. And it seems like the ones that really have a big problem are the stupid people, right? Who have never gone to college or anything like that. I don't need no college or nothing, and I ain't paying for your college. You can kiss my ass, to tell you what. So it's like they're the ones who really have the big stink about it. But to me, it's like, hey, then guess what? Not your problem. Don't shit on my parade. Fuck you. It's like for all those people like that are getting what do you call it? Automatic, payments, kind of like a stimulus type of thing, or what are they calling that shit? I forgot. Damn it. What was that thing that the Asian candidate for president wanted to do?
Guaranteed income.
Yeah.
Basic. There you go.
Some shit.
Yeah. So some places are already doing that. And then, you have a shitload of people online like, well, that's not fair. You want a handout. Hey, it's not my business. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to rain on anyone's parade because, if I were to get that money, you bet your ass I'd take it. I don't think any of us returned our fucking our stimulus checks to the government, did we?
Potter did.
Is the IRS on the line?
Potter, did you do the right thing? Did you return any of that money to the government?
He walked right over with Ben Shapiro.
Holding hands.
Yeah.
I got my money.
There you go.
Hey, did you disclose that information when you crossed the border to Texas, though?
What information?
Yeah, that you got the stimulus checks.
That was a long time ago, dude.
Oh, they didn't ask you that? I'm assuming they have their own border patrol around Texas, from covering it from all sides. And when you go in there with like your U-Haul, they're like, "Excuse me, sir, did you get those stimulus checks that Obama sent?"
They'd be like, "Oh, we got one from California."
We got us a Chavez.
Chavez.
They'd be like, "Boy, you don't look like no Chavez. You sure you got the right one?" What's your mother's maiden name, Potter?
Mantel.
Mantel. Yeah, you should go by Mantel.
He's going by Mantel
now.
That's great.
Oh man.
Isaac, give us your perspective of the right here.
On what exactly?
College school loans.
School loans. I think the schools are fucking ripping people off, and they're charging way too much fucking money for you to be going to school. School should not be that expensive. They just keep raising it higher and higher because the government passes out a whole bunch of money. It's like, fuck it, the government's going to pay for it anyways. Let's just keep paying it, increasing it so that way we keep making more money. Mm-hmm. Or they're also raising it to try to weed out people that would bring down the school, bringing down, like the school's overall, like GPA, only bring in people that will make the school look better scholastically.
I don't know, man, because
that second one's a little bit harder to prove, but that's something they could be doing.
I mean, I'm going to dispute that because you have prerequisites. You have to meet the minimum standard to go in there, right? You set a standard like, hey, man, if you want to go into Harvard, you need a fucking 4-point, kiss my ass. You're never going to get it. And an SAT score of, fuck you. Or you have somebody that's a senator that gives daddy's money. But the idea is that you're supposed to have a GPA and a test score that says, yeah, you're smart enough to come into our school.
Hey, not if your mom was on Full House.
Yeah. Not if your mom was on Full House.
Or you could like lie about your ethnicity and they'll accept you in with the lower GPA.
How did I know that Potter was gonna bring that one up?
Do you guys know about any of those? Have you guys heard of any of those stories? Yes or no?
Well, I think even now, that kind of works against certain people too. Like UCLA, I think, and don't quote me on this, but I believe at some point they were getting too many Asian people, and they stopped like accepting Asian people.
That's fucked up, but yes.
I believe it was an Indian man pretended to be black so that way he can get accepted into college because they wouldn't accept him at his GPA level, but since he pretended to be black, they let him in. And then I forget if it was Harvard or Stanford. They were having they made like the Asians need to have like a higher SAT scores than like the whites and the blacks.
The blacks, is that a family or
they all had different SAT scores that they could rank at based on their
Isaac is really coming forward
school.
with his Texan fucking mentality. The blacks.
Is that a family you met over there in Texas, Potter, or is that just you?
That Texan water.
Not yet, man. But I'll keep an eye out for
him. He was just talking about a family. He didn't mean anything by internet. The blacks are a nice clan of people. It's not a general term for
a certain ethnicity or group of people, community, culture. None.
Potter doesn't see color. The only color he sees is green. Is that right, Potter?
Why you gotta see people for color, for race? They should just be people.
I agree.
Because our culture gives us an identity.
And part of the blacks agree.
Want to know why? Because shitty Tex-Mex food sucks. And actual Mexican food from LA fucking rocks. That's why you have to see somebody for their culture and identity.
Well, are you Latinx? Or Latinx? Latinx?
I'd slap a bitch if she ever called me Latinx. Kleenex.
That's like that whole thing about, I'm not Hispanic, I'm not Latin, Latino, I'm not this and that, I'm Mexican. It's like, whatever, I get it, you don't want to be mislabeled or anything, but like, I don't mind being called Hispanic, it means just, Spanish speaking people, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think it's all semantics, I don't think there's any negative connotation if you call somebody Hispanic, for example. Right?
Yeah, that's fine. Just don't call me a Kleenex.
No.
Disgusting.
I don't even know how to pronounce that shit in Spanish, dude. How would you pronounce it in Spanish?
Latinx. Latinx.
Because the X doesn't have the same sound in Spanish.
No, it doesn't. You're right. It's like a sh.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard
Latinx?
a guy. Yeah, Latinx. Because it's supposed to be Mexico, right?
Mm-hmm.
That
yeah.
X. So these fucking, again, white people, liberals, try and put labels on us minorities. They're like, we'll just call it Latinx. No, it'd actually be Latinx. Latinx.
It's all a bunch of bullshit.
God
damn. I'm
moving to fucking Texas. That's it. I'm done with this liberal shit. Isaac, make space. Coming over.
There's a house around the block, man.
Dude, how much are those houses over there?
They're just giving them away.
Well, didn't you hear about the birth rate? Of course they're giving them away.
All right. How about my parents still owed money on their house over there. They sold their house, were able to buy this house, and still have money left over.
Damn.
Even after paying off the bank.
And it's a bigger house.
And it is a much bigger house.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just because of the layout, the square footage on the yard might be a little bit smaller, but it's about the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I gained a pool and a bigger garage.
Now, as we're talking about
and snakes.
Yeah.
And the blacks.
I saw your wife posted a photo of a snake in your pool.
That was pretty much our first day here. We were like cleaning up the house and stuff like that, and we found a snake.
Dude, it was
like wandered into the pool.
It was your neighbors. They're like, oh, I see a brown one, a yellow one. Get them the fuck out of here. What we got? Well, I could throw the snake over the pool.
Hey, we gotta get these motherfucking snakes out of this motherfucking pool.
How dare they try to come over here and diversify our neighborhood? They're damn In and Out and China Express or and Express.
Then it got better after the snake. Maybe like an hour later, I went to go back look at the pool, and I saw a spider in the water, and I said, "This is either going to end really bad or good because this is a good sized spider." And I was going to try to drown it, and I barely touched it, and all of a sudden, I just see a whole bunch of babies shoot off from it.
Ooh.
It was you can look it up. It was a wolf spider.
Nope, I've had one of those crawl on my head. Fuck that.
Look up wolf spider with babies, and you'll see what happened.
Dude, have you seen the ants over there yet? I mean, like I always try to judge a place by how big their ants. Like our ants are tiny as fuck over here. We don't have anything to worry about.
Is that?
We don't have shit to worry about over here in nice old near LA.
Dude, I saw some big fucking ants at Mountain View. And they were red.
Yeah, but here you call them tias, though. You said ants. They're tias already.
No, I haven't seen anything any bigger ants over there.
How dare you call somebody's ant big, Potter? They were working on their weight.
Hey,
he says as one walks away with his double big gulp.
But speaking of the South, people love it when we talk about current affairs, and we kind of got a little conversation about this before we started recording, right? We sometimes talk a little politics here. We have nothing to do with Georgia politics, but it's always fun to be a spectator. And I would like to bring up the topic of Mr. Heisman himself, Hershey Fever, Herschel Walker. Has there ever been anybody more stupid and brain dead running for any kind of office? I thought, when we had Trump, I thought that was pretty bad, but this guy makes Trump look intelligent.
I mean, do you remember George Bush?
George Bush, okay, but he was bad, but he wasn't. Yeah. This brain dead, dude.
No, I think the media really tried to over amplify he's an idiot, and that was a narrative that everybody was going with. I'm not saying he's the fucking sharpest crayon in the box, but I also don't think he was getting chewed up by a 2-year-old either, George Bush was all right. This guy, this guy is legit what they were trying to portray George Bush was back then.
Yeah, because look, say what you will about him, right? But I know some people might disagree, but he seems like a decent enough person. Even if you disagree with his politics and what he did, right? He seems like a decent person with enough intelligence to at least know what he's talking about. He might not be accurate or right all the time, but he doesn't seem like a complete moron.
I think he can grasp concepts. This guy can't even grasp a fucking kitten.
No, and he's delusional. He's a straight up liar.
Yep.
Right? He's talking about the air. That's my favorite thing.
China's good air or China's bad air comes over here and our good air goes over here. What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Why are we not talking? Are we talking about the Green New Deal? Why are we not talking about China? Huh? Because their bad air, it's got to go somewhere. And it comes into our airspace, right? And that means we get their bad air. And our good air, well, that got to go somewhere too. And so our good air flow over to China. But they didn't know that I knew about that, did they? And then there's the werewolves and the vampire. And I saw a crappy movie, and I don't want to be a vampire no more. So that's real, quotes. I'm giving you the gist of it, but essentially those are real quotes from Mr. Hershey Fever. And he's got support like crazy from not just the people of Georgia, but all of these fucking politicians on the right that people trust and have elected. They know he's a complete fucking moron, and they're still okay trying to make him a senator And I think that's fucking disgusting.
Well, I mean, he's a useful idiot, you know. It's somebody you can manipulate and have him vote however you want. So why wouldn't you want an extra vote that you could just manipulate?
I think he'd go rogue. I think he would go rogue. He's so fucking dumb and brain dead and he has some sort of brain damage from all these concussions. I think he would do whatever the fuck he wanted. He would just go rogue and be like, you know, I'm gonna vote this way because my good air tell me that I'm a vampire and I don't believe in abortion, so I'm not gonna abort that bill because I am politics.
I am politics. Isaac, what do you think?
I know nothing about him, man. I mean, Fabian brought him up. I'm like, who the fuck are you talking about? I think I've heard the name maybe from a podcast a couple of weeks ago, but I was not following his campaign. I tried asking Fabian if he saw anything from that John Fetterman guy and how he was talking after he had a stroke, and Fabian didn't know anything about that.
No, I don't know any of John Fetterman.
He's the senator who was just elected in Pennsylvania that won against Oz, Dr. Oz.
Yeah, is he bad?
Yeah.
I mean, is he really bad?
No, he was good, man. He was a great candidate, like grassroots type of guy who grew up in freaking PA, but he got a stroke like while he was running for senator, and then now can't really judge his cognitive ability.
Potter, you have now shown that you've fallen into your old pattern and habits again. You know what you just did?
What?
You once again attacked the handicap.
well, you were talking about some guy who's not speaking very well and jumping everywhere. So
There's a difference, sir.
I mentioned another guy.
There is a difference between somebody with a medical condition and somebody that's just an idiot.
Listen, Potter.
Well, this guy was a football player. Who knows how many times he's been knocked around? That's
a stroke that already happened. Herschel Walker might be the dumbest piece of shit that ever fucking shot through a vagina in Georgia, but he's not diagnosed with anything just yet. So I can still make fun of him. That's still up for grabs.
This is true. Until he is diagnosed with something. Fair game.
All right.
I mean, somebody comes into the room with like a big mass on their neck. I'm making fun of their second head. And then once that CT comes back that it's a cancerous tumor, then I back off.
That's how it's done, Potter. Anyway, but look, here's the thing. They know he's a fucking moron, but they don't want to lose power in the Senate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they'll just elect him anyway. That is so irresponsible. But now, Potter, you being the voice of the right here, and Whitey too, he's a secret one too. Look at him. He's just sitting there.
I could see that flaming cross back there, Whitey.
He's just sitting there muted, like I'm not thinking anything, but in his head, he's like, fuck
I'm not getting in on all of this. I'm going to let you guys tear each other apart.
Bars behind him and blasting Kanye right now.
Oh, okay.
Hot subject.
He doesn't hate Hitler. He loves Hitler.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What the hell is that guy doing, man?
We're going to go to commercial right now.
You remember when everybody said he was a genius?
When Alex Jones is the person that's telling you to, hey man, can you get off that gas and hit the brakes a little bit? You really need to evaluate.
No kidding, man. Like, geez.
All I saw was that snippet right there from like Instagram. So I'm like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
What the
He's
fuck?
like, I think, and he even tried to lead him to like, well, you're a designer, and they had Hugo Boss uniforms, Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess you could say you can't say anything bad about those uniforms, but that doesn't mean you like Hitler, right? No, I actually love Hitler. Like, whoa, dude, he gave you a clear exit to get the fuck off the runway.
Yeah,
plowed right through, man.
Yep. That's unbelievable. I really think him too. There's something wrong in his fucking brain that, nobody knows about just yet because he's really fucking stupid.
Nah, dude, that guy is bipolar clearly on a manic episode, ideas of grandeur, fucking narcissistic as fuck. He needs to get on some fucking meds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Potter's his hero, Elon Musk, he even kicked him off Twitter.
Yep.
But isn't that a little hypocritical though, from old Elon?
Mr. Free Speech himself.
What do you guys got against Elon in general? Why?
He's
What? No. Why do you feel like you hate him all of a sudden for some reason?
I've never liked him. I think he's always been a fucking pompous ass.
Okay.
I never really cared for him, but I thought that people were.
I mean, I'm not over here like saying like he's the best guy in the fucking world. He should be like elevated to the highest place or anything like that. But I'm like there's some people are just like fucking like just want to like see him like rot in like the lowest pit of hell. I'm like, for what?
You're right.
He owns a couple companies and he's very rich.
You're right. In that aspect, there are people that kind of jumped on the gravy train there, and they want to, they want his head for some reason. I just think he's an idiot. You know, I think, you act like a fucking child. You buy this $1 billion and overpay for this $1 billion company, right? And then you spend all day responding to people who really, I mean, what does it matter? If they mention you, all of a sudden now you got to troll them. And dude,
you're the fucking CEO of multiple companies. You sit in how many fucking executive boards, and you're somehow have the time to be on Twitter replying to somebody that has no consequence to what's going to happen.
Yeah, I was making fun of him back when he named his kid that stupid ass barcode unpronounceable symbol of a name.
Fucking A.
Oh man.
So it's nothing new to me, Potter, but
I don't know. It just seems like everyone's like, oh my God, Elon Musk is the best. He made Tesla. Tesla is so awesome. Tesla is so great. It's so great for the environment. Look at me. I'm doing so great for the environment. And then like the second it was announced that he was going to buy Twitter, they're like, fuck Elon. I don't want my Tesla anymore. I'm trading it in for a Volkswagen. Elon's a fucking Nazi.
The thing is, am I the only one who thinks that he was trolling everybody by saying he was going to buy the thing in the first place, and then they made like this deal, and he tried to back out? I mean, he was like, I was just kidding, guys. Like, we're not really going through with this, right?
Kind of like what happened to Trump when he became president. Yeah, just trolling, and then wait, I got the job. Fuck.
He's like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to go through with this.
God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you say we should destroy the Constitution, I'm out of everything. What the hell's going on here?
Is that what he said? Who Elon Musk?
Yeah, like Trump or whatever. Like I just read that earlier. Like I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and everybody believes he was a Constitution president, right?
Except when it came to the peaceful transfer of power,
of
counting
course,
elections. Who gives a fuck about that?
Wanting to be president for the lifetime, all that
presidential terms.
Quick question: how do you guys feel about how these past midterm elections happened or were handled?
What do you mean?
It took in some places it took over a week to get the final counts of some things. Do you think that seems right? I mean, we're out of COVID, like the thick of COVID, right?
Mm-hmm. That's how it always is, Potter.
Why? But a week?
Yeah.
A week plus to tally. How come some other places can do it like almost the same night?
There's different populate. Go ahead.
Not only, I mean, you're going to say different populations, but every state has its own procedures, man. Mm-hmm. It's not universal across the board. This is not, the federal government does not regulate state elections. This is the state says how they're going to handle that election, period. That is the beautiful thing about our country. Hey, Arizona, you guys figure it the fuck out, and then your governor signs off on it that it was legit, and then you bring it up to the federal government.
I don't know, man. They gotta do some changes, man. Fucking a week, man.
They do, but I just don't like this narrative of like, let's question election results like somebody's tampering with it, because that's like the first domino to now we can't even trust our own elections. And
yeah, and I'll say this: look, if it's a week that you're worried about, you're probably thinking like, if you're red, like, oh, all those blue guys have time to cheat. Those red guys have just as much time to tamper with shit. You know, nobody's hands are clean if one party's, dirty.
Yeah, man. Now, fuck that. Election results is not something you dick around with. You should never. The fact that we are now questioning our electoral process is a win against our enemies. It's fucking stupid.
I just think that the technology's out there. They could be getting it done a lot faster than a whole fucking week.
Yeah, but what happens then? Like when the technology comes in, and then all those fucking idiots. You remember, like during the Trump presidential election when he went up against Biden, and then everybody was freaking out because of the votes of I think it was like Michigan or Wisconsin or one of those shitty frozen states. Like Biden's numbers like just popped up by 10,000 overnight. And everyone's like, oh, you see, it's fucking, they're fucking with the numbers. This is proof right here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, man. You're talking about, oh, we should improve technology. The technology's there. It's just, you're always going to question it when somebody tells you to question it for a stupid fucking reason.
Yeah.
A week though, man. Come on.
I mean, I'm not saying that doesn't sound incompetent. It does. But what I'm saying is, like, when you start trying to imply that, oh, maybe this isn't legit, maybe somebody's tampering with it. It's a dangerous thing to be fucking saying.
Do you think that you should be able to still mail in your vote pretty much the day of? You're saying that, like, you can. Some postmasters are saying, like, if it gets mailed in, or the states are saying if it gets mailed in by this date, it'll still count. Or
I mean,
should the states have it marked off like, no, you need to mail it in a week before, since you're saying
first of all, I believe that each state should vote for whatever the fuck they want, because that's their state's constitution. That's how they run their elections. That's them. That's first and foremost. That's fucking checks and balances of the federal government with each state. Second of all, if like elections close on Sunday night at fucking 7 p.m. and you mail your fucking thing in at 5 p.m. on Sunday night, hey, your shit should still count. Mm-hmm. Just because you couldn't make it to the poll, hey, fuck it, man. I want my voice to be heard. I can't make it to the poll. That line is 3 hours long. I'm just gonna drop my shit in the mailbox. That is my right as a citizen.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like taxes, right? As long as you get it in by a certain day at a certain time, you're fine.
You see all those people, like the fucking post office fucking stays open till midnight, and there's somebody in the middle of the fucking, they're just driving by and dropping off their taxes. When is taxes due? April 15th?
15th. Yeah.
And at April 15th at fucking 11:30, people are dropping off their fucking taxes. Same concept.
I just think they should have better cutoff dates for when you have to mail it in. If you can't vote in person, they should have better cutoff dates for when you can mail it in.
I mean, even better question: why isn't it a federal holiday?
Agreed. Yeah.
Right.
That too.
So why isn't the government giving us the best opportunity to have our voice heard? Why don't we have a federal holiday to go vote?
I don't know. And if they can't handle,
because I think that would,
if they can't handle that amount of people, then it should. Then they need to break it up. Like last name A through M vote on Tuesday. M through Z fucking votes on Wednesday.
Yeah, but then go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I don't agree with that. But also, here's the thing, Potter. Look, and you keep mentioning the 1 week thing. Look, I always come from the mind frame that I want things done right. If it takes a little longer, I don't give a fuck. I want it done right. Now, I don't see a problem with 1 week because that's right. You're getting things still mailed in. You're getting the absentee ballots and things like that, right? If you were to come to a conclusion the same day, like with everybody's votes, right? I'd be a little more worried then because you did things hastily in a rush and it might not be accurate. Now, when it comes to, like something like an election, when you get results the day of and you're able to call it, that doesn't necessarily mean everything is in. That just means, okay, statistically, we've got enough now to say, okay, this person wins definitively, but we're not done counting yet.
Yeah,
right?
That even if every single motherfucker that we haven't counted yet goes for that other person, it still wouldn't be enough to give him the win.
Yeah, because then not all the votes are counted by then. It still takes like a week or so, maybe longer, right? At that point to certify the results and say, we've got all the ballots in. So when you hear those, I don't want to say instant results, but those quicker results, it's because it's more so now just kind of saying like, we have enough to say, this is the threshold. They've passed the threshold. They've won, right?
There's no way they could have won. It's too big of a gap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's how it is. I think if there being a week to get everything in is not an issue. It's called logic, Potter.
I could say, I mean, if you want to say we need 2 days to count tally everything, I could say, okay, but fucking 7 days.
I'm with Fabian on this one, man.
I don't know. I don't know.
Take whatever time you need, make it right. Fucking count it 5 times. Who gives a shit?
Mm-hmm.
One thing I can't stand is election deniers. It's become a fucking trend. It's getting more popular ever since fucking Trump blew it up in 2020. Election denying is so bad for our democracy.
They got people standing at ballot boxes with guns. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It just, oh God, dude, that is so dangerous to a free democracy and a republic. It's disgusting.
Let me ask you, Potter, what's your worry with the 1 week gap?
It just makes it look, how can I phrase this right? I don't know. It just makes us look incompetent. Like we don't know how to fucking read a ballot that's either check mark marks A or check marks B, that they can't fucking add it to the grand total and know what the answer is.
So you're worried about us looking incompetent to the rest of the world, or what? I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Rest of the, I guess, yeah, man. It's just.
Oh, okay. You're a business guy, Potter. Let me phrase it this way: payroll, right? Now, I get paid on the 7th and the 22nd, right? And when it comes time to do payroll, you have to make sure that your stuff's in on a certain day, but you don't get paid on that day, right? I have to make sure that all my times are in by the 1st and by the 15th, right? In order to get paid on the 7th and the 22nd, right? You see, that's like from the 1st to the 7th, that's almost a full week, right? But why does it take that long? Because everybody's turning in their payroll, right? Everything needs to be spot check, double check. The process needs to happen, right? If everybody had to put in their payroll on the 1st and we expect to get paid on the 1st, chaos, dude. Errors, right? Inaccuracies. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, with our elections, it's on that much bigger of a scale, right? And so the same thing would happen if we expect instant results on the day of, right? There's got to be a system in place. And so we don't have enough time to go through that system and double check for errors, inaccuracies, anomalies, right? That's, I think, a good enough reason to have that, that time, that extra time to certify and double check, election results. I don't think a week is a bad thing, man.
Is it ideal? No.
Tell you what, I think they should at least have a general idea of what the final tally is, probably within 2 days. I feel like I feel like that's even more enough time. However, if there's, if you're close enough for something to be, counted as maybe like a miscount, then go ahead, take the whole week. If you need, if there's that margin of error, if it's too close to tell who won, if there's that margin of error, it's like, oh, like 100 votes in this county that's got 500 million people living there. Like, oh, let's recount those votes in that say let's just double check to see who won in that county. Okay, I could see you taking a week to make sure everybody got counted right. But I mean, if it's really clear of like out of those 500 million people that voted, that 450 million of them voted for person A, then fucking post that shit, dude. Why are you still taking a full extra 5 days to post that information?
But I think that has been the case. Like, if you've seen the news before, now we're talking about this election cycle, but we've seen the news before in the past, decades and years and everything like that. They have, announced like, okay, we're predicting that this person wins or this bill passes, right? The problem now is just like Sosa mentioned, all these deniers, right? And so you need that extra time to be sure, because if you, say, this is who won, and then you're wrong. Jesus fucking Christ. So let the goddamn, storm come after that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I see what you're saying, but it's a hard sell. I just think that the extra time is a good thing.
Wow. So that's probably an awkward call back right over after the concession call. Turns out I'm not graciously losing. I don't know, man.
Or imagine for abortions or something like that. All right, everybody, no more abortions. And Potter's people, yeah, right. And then, turns out we were wrong. They can have abortions.
And then they're all mad about that.
Then they're going to be these people. Well, I just fucked my wife, missionary, and we just got pregnant again. Damn it! You mean to tell me we could have aborted that?
God dang it, Bobby!
Oh my God!
Are the people in Texas all about missionary, Potter?
I don't know. I don't go prodding into their fucking sexual preference life.
What have you seen through their windows?
Don't act like you haven't looked through their windows.
Don't look through their fucking windows. That's a quick way to get an extra hole in your fucking head.
That's true. Yeah.
It is Texas.
Yeah.
Are you open carrying right now?
No.
In your house?
No.
What about when you go to the grocery store?
No.
How about when you take a shit? You can never be too sure.
No.
Do you
might need to
shoot
kill a
the
snake.
toilet
I have
before you sit down just in case?
I have not seen anybody open carry.
Really?
Nope. Not one
Are
person.
you in like the liberal part of Texas?
I don't think so, but it's a pretty new area.
So you're not ready to shoot at a tornado.
There's like cops every couple of blocks around here. It's pretty nice.
What about concealed carry? Can you guys just conceal carry? Because it's your constitutional right.
I think
it is your rat.
I think you got to apply for a permit. I'm not.
No, you don't. Not no more.
Yeah, you can hide a gun under. You can hide a gun under your 10-gallon hat.
I was gonna say permit in Texas. How dare they?
How dare they infringe on your freedom?
You have rights.
Hold on a second. I mean, to fucking get a permit in California, like you gotta fucking sell your soul, lop off an arm, and sell your kids into slavery, and then maybe you'll get a chance of seeing the guy that will put the stamp on your thing to see if you get a permit or not.
Yeah, but we know we live in the communist state of California.
We need to send Potter some spurs. We need to send Potter some spurs for Christmas.
Well, Potter, you finally got your paperwork through. Go pick your children up from that slavery.
I think here it's pretty much like I think it's almost like a shall. They will issue if you get it. But you're saying you read something, Sosa? I can get it now without even.
Hang on. Let me double check that.
I felt like I saw something the other day, but I don't want to quote it.
Because we know all the good guys with the gun are in Texas, right?
Yes. Just ask those people in Uvalde.
I mean, there's been other incidences in other states with people with guns stopping people trying to do harm to other people. So,
and then there have been incidents where people with the guns are the biggest pussies.
Yep.
Okay, so it would cost me like $40 to get Potter all spurred up, it turns out.
People in Texas must carry a handgun in a holster. The holster does not have to be in the shoulder or belt. Before HB 1927 took effect on September 1st, 2021, people in Texas needed to have a license to carry a handgun, and they needed to carry their handgun in a shoulder or belt holster.
Wait. So does this mean he can have a gun belt? Like where
A
it fires out his
belt made of
crotch?
guns.
Yeah, a belt made of guns. No, I mean like the barrel is like his crotch area or whatever.
Oh,
and
you
he
mean
just,
like what was that movie? God damn it.
Oh,
George Clooney.
yeah.
Dusk
yeah,
Till Dawn.
Dust Till Dawn.
Dust Till Dawn. Yeah, like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
the crotch gun.
Yeah, the crotch gun.
Is that legal there? Like technically by what you just read?
I mean, it says you have to have a holster. It doesn't say where the holster has to be.
I mean, the belt is kind of a holster, right? I mean,
Look,
No,
it says section 47.02 of the Texas Penal Code requires a handgun to be carried in a holster, but does not provide a definition of the word holster. You could shove it up your ass and say, that's my holster, baby.
Ooh.
dude, that is like if you're getting robbed or something, like imagine
Hang
that,
on, let me
like the
shit this out real
supplies
quick.
there, you know?
And this is from TexasStateLawLibrary.gov. So it's a government website there. So go ahead and shove that thing right up your ass, and there's your holster. No permit needed. Texas doesn't need a permit to have your gun up your ass while you walk down the mall.
God
feel like
bless America.
I feel like Potty's going to pull out that shitty barrel at the Whataburger and be like, I said no mustard. Do you miss In-N-Out, Potter?
I miss being it so close. There are some around here, but it's like a good 20-minute plus drive.
Like in Dallas, no?
What's that?
Dallas?
I'm like on the outside of Dallas, but yeah, I'm like surrounded by at least 3 that I know about, and they're all like 15 to 25 minutes away from me.
What's the best place you've eaten at over there?
The best place I've eaten out over here? Babe's Fried Chicken's really fucking good and delicious.
It's called Dave's Fried Chicken.
Babes. Babes.
Babes.
Babes. Babes.
No, Whitey, it's not gay. It's not gay
Babes
fried chicken. They have all the chickens in the shape of a penis or something like that.
Oh God.
I still got to try some more barbecue places to try to say what's probably good for that. But Babes is really fucking good. You like, there's just something about their biscuits. It's like the lard they use or something like that to make that shit. It's just fucking immaculate. It's addicting.
Oh yeah, because other than no gun laws, they got like no health and safety laws when it comes to food too, huh?
I don't know. It's just fucking delicious. That's all I fucking know.
Like King of the Hill and the trans fats. Remember that?
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd I go to? I went to Marty B's last night. That was fucking delicious. And it's a little bit of they got live music on the weekend.
It really sounded like he went to his neighbor Marty B's house for dinner last night.
That's what I thought.
It felt like it.
It felt like it. Marty's sitting at the bar waiting for you.
Marty's a bad motherfucker.
I've also gone to what is it, Rudy's Barbecue and Bucky's.
Listen, Rudy sounds way too Mexican. Don't trust that guy. Not in Texas.
They got breakfast barbecue tacos at Rudy's.
They got any roadhouses out there? Not Texas Roadhouse, because obviously you're in Texas.
I have not gone looking for other
Every
roadhouses.
roadhouse is a Texas Roadhouse over there, Whitey, you idiot.
Hey, remember when we destroyed some steak in Amarillo, Texas, Whitey?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. I remember that fucking 72-ounce challenge. Potter, if you do that, let me know. I'll watch you on the internet.
I passed by that on my way into Texas, into Dallas.
They don't want none?
Part of me wishes I could have done it, but
You think you could?
oh man, I think like Whitey eating that fucking that shrimp cocktail and
That was disgusting, man.
and the mandatory salad with dressing on there is it's what's going to set me back. I'd rather eat either like more meat or something than I'm not really big of a salad dressing type of person, and fucking shrimp cocktail.
The meal looks better now. I was watching it
disgusting to me.
online. It looks like they like the shrimp cocktail looks better. Everything looks like more appetizing than it did.
Wait, you just spend time watching this place on your, let me see what's going on in Amarillo, Texas.
Oh, I've been watching all these fucking food guys, man. Like you get on these YouTube fucking trips, dude. Like you start seeing, like, and it's stupid because it's just people eating food.
Dude, that's all people watch now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm so surprised because like sometimes you'll see idiots in their car, like parked and they're just eating fast food, right? And they have thousands or millions of plays.
Yeah, and they're like, "This is the new burger from Carl's Jr." or whatever, and then they take a big old bite and they're like, "It's okay."
Yeah, they don't know how to describe anything. It's fucking fast food, so it's like you already know what you're getting. But these people make a living off of YouTube by just eating in their car. Anybody want to fucking film me eating my truck? Because I think I want to stop working now. Right? I mean, what's funny is when I did the Potter, you were part of this. You did the taco reviews and the pizza challenge.
Yeah.
Everybody loved that shit, man. I just did it because George, who was on the podcast a lot, he had that idea, and I said, yeah, that sounds like fun, and so we made the videos, and that shit was like, it was huge. Everybody was passing it around and arguing over it, and I'm like, man, that should get people watching. Maybe we're kind of going up the wrong tree here, talking about interesting shit. Maybe we should just fucking eat in the car, right? I'm gonna go try some tamales and shit. It's okay.
Hey, speaking of tamales, sorry to interject, but I gotta get this thought out there before I forget. Pomona, there's this fucking place called, should I say it? Fucking shout out to Spikes on Holt and right by the 71 freeway. Dude,
okay.
Fucking amazing tamales and amazing fucking pan dulce.
I'm right there by it, man. I gotta check it out.
Yeah, dude. Holy shit. I've gone there I found out about this place like fucking 5 days ago. I've been there 4 times already.
Yeah, I'm very particular about tamales though, because a lot of the places just have them very dry.
No,
or they're not. Yeah.
Perfect moisture.
Or they don't put enough meat and it's just fucking masa and
no. I'm telling you, man. It's not one of those like fucking, we're just gonna throw a shit ton of masa and one little fucking shred of meat. No, it's good size.
All right, what kind of tamales does everyone get?
The red pork.
I like the red pork too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of the green chicken.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'll try it all, but usually pork.
I like the cheese ones.
I'm always a sucker for the cheese and the sweet tamale.
You actually like the sweet ones?
I fucking hate those.
And
I don't know if I've had a sweet one.
If it's a good beef one, I'll dig in on that one too.
Well, what's the deal with the sweet ones?
They're either strawberry or pineapple.
Oh no!
Oh, it's like a dessert.
Yeah.
Strawberry. It's just a sweet tamale. There's no chunks or anything in it.
No, there's no chunks, but it's that flavor. It's either like a pineapple or strawberry flavor.
Yeah, then I guess maybe pineapple.
Oh,
yeah, because they have
try that shit if I ever see it.
There's no chunks in it, and it's not labeled pineapple. It just says sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are terrible. Hey, you know what? But at least we make them better. At least we make them better than the Central Americans. I'll just say that. And if any
banana leaves,
yeah, or if any Salvadorans or Guatemalans are listening, they're probably all upset right now. Eating as well
they should be. God.
For making a subpar tamale, right?
Disgusting.
They're
not like you haven't upset a whole country before on the podcast.
They're right there sucking down their pupusas like being hijo de la gran puta.
Mal parido.
Oh man.
I mean, pupusas are good, but stay away from tamales.
It's a poor man's quesadilla, though. It's just not as good. I mean, it's like a greasy ass, I don't like the ones that have like what do they call it? The what's that shit? It's not real meat. It's like real meat. It's meat like, huh?
Beyond Meat vegan?
No,
tofu?
okay. Let me rephrase that. It is real meat, but it's like the leftovers. So there's like the cheese one. There's revuelto, which is like with the beans, right? And then there's the one with like chicharron, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those
Yeah,
I don't
think
like
so.
those.
What?
Not at all. I don't like any of them. Especially when you put on the fucking coleslaw and that orange sauce. I'm like, that's not for me. But then again, I am traumatized because I spent a lot of time in basically little El Salvador in the LA area around the MacArthur Park area.
Oh God, I've never been there, but yeah.
Yeah, you're not missing anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Salvadorian chorizo?
Hey, that's good though. That shit's better than ours. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, it's way better than ours.
Hey,
It's
what
spice
one
better.
did you get at the?
It's different.
What is it, Blanquita?
What about La Blanquita?
You got chorizo from there. What kind was it?
When?
We've grilled it before. We grilled it at like a bachelor party. I know
That was probably just a Mexican one. Did you like it or you didn't like it?
No, it was different. Like I don't know. Like it felt hardier. I don't know how to explain it.
If it was like in little links and it was tied off with like
Corn husk?
corn husk, that was Salvadorian.
I don't think it had. I don't remember corn husks.
They usually burn off.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't think. I think he maybe
yeah,
maybe it was just
the
regular.
Salvadorian chorizo is more like a sausage.
Yeah, I like it a lot better.
The one you get at the store for Mexican chorizo, it just kind of like melts away and you just like mix it with stuff. It's all the seasoning, usually. Right?
It's all good stuff though.
It's
all
still
good
delicious.
stuff. Yeah. But we can all agree though that our food is better than theirs, especially their beans, because their beans look like a fucking like a bean milkshake. So if anybody's listening and you represent this culture, just keep it to yourself because we don't give a fuck. We're right.
Someone's going to message you, Fabian. I make some really bomb Salvadorian chorizo beans, and I'm going to send it to you, Fabian.
No, I've got
fuck you. No, you don't.
I've got quite a few Central Americans that are listening, and they'll have a good laugh at this, or stop listening to my podcast, you fucking asshole.
Or send us food and just disprove us.
Prove us
Has
wrong.
anybody ever sent you anything, Fabian, from this show?
Yeah, what was it? I forgot. Fuck. Damn it, there was something. I remember it was a long time. It was early on. Barbecue stuff. Yeah. There was some guy that wanted me to promote his barbecue stuff. It wasn't as good as mine.
But what did he give you?
Like a barbecue plate.
Oh, well, I like barbecue plates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't as good as mine.
Gave him a barbecue plate and a hand job. What do you got on that?
Well, that part right there, I'm like, you can work on the technique a little, You don't got to do all the twisties and all that shit. Just keep it straight,
You're the only guy I know who's went to Bubba Gump and like said my jambalaya is better or whatever. Like you're explaining to the like staff or whatever how the jambalaya is subpar and the jambalaya you make at your house is much better than this jambalaya.
Because it is. My jambalaya is the best. Okay, look. My gumbo is better too. I put all the quality and care. Their shit is food service product, right? They'd be serving that shit out of a bag. I go into debt to make good food, because it costs so much. Thanks to those damn Democrats, right, Potter?
Great callback, Fabian. Great call, man. Perfect. Saved it. Yeah.
Fucking grocery store can't afford it and shit.
Sons of bitches.
Tell him, Potter.
Oh man,
What you got to say to that?
I don't know. I glazed over for a second. I said, "Oh, you just said damn Democrats." Like the fuck happened?
Why do you too? I'm telling you, man. You're over there being all fucking coy about things. Look at you. You not only do you vote red, but you turn red.
I don't answer.
Shit.
Potter taught me. I don't answer questions. Are you trying to detain me? Am I free to go?
Yeah, Whitey got real smart about this. I noticed that ever since we started doing the shit show. You know, he used to give his opinion. Now he just sits there and makes fun of us silently.
Yeah,
Right?
what the fuck? Very judgmental.
He stays muted.
It's the best job ever to watch you guys fight over it. I don't know.
We're not fighting.
We're having serious conversations where we gang up on Potter.
It's not
Potter's
our fault
over
that he's
there
always
writing-
wrong.
Potter's over there writing a list right now of everybody who's wronged him. I'm just saying.
It's not our fault that he's always wrong, Whitey.
Potter,
It's
you
just
keep
funny, I
doing
know.
your thing because you bring the entertainment, man.
You do. You are the entertainment.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
I'm glad
I got
I'm
dollar
recognized for my
bills here
position.
waiting for you.
And you know, here's the thing. I'm not even like anywhere near like liberal, right? And that's just telling you how bad the Republican Party has gotten. When
Yeah.
you know, I have to fucking really point out, and we have to point out how everything they do is so hypocritical and so fucking against our interests, right? That I mean, I don't like voting blue anything, but I vote for what I feel is right, you know, and so I don't vote down the party lines.
Fuck
If
that.
I-
No.
No, I don't believe in that shit at all. I vote for what I feel is right, you know. But I used to lean more with, you know, the conservative side, you know, or most things, but conservative doesn't mean conservative anymore. It just means stupid.
Yeah, man. Now, fuck that. I'm a centrist to diehard centrist. Fuck these people. Country over party, baby.
So like,
You should just
Meg-
vote for good ideas, though. Like in general, I mean, it's ridiculous to think that you should do a straight ticket anything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you know what? Here's the thing, and I'm going to say this real quick, and it's going to lead into the next episode, which it should be kind of funny. There's just stupid people out there, right? And stupid people operate based off of fear. They don't have the ability to think rationally or anything. They have any sort of, you know, what do you call it? Logic or cognitive function, right? They're just dumb. They're just stupid. And what's easy for stupid people to understand is this whole good versus evil thing.
Yeah.
But of course, to the stupid people, they're never the evil one. They're always the good. And they see that what they do is righteous. Anybody who represents, you know, what they were taught all their life is righteous. And anybody who has a dissenting point of view is evil, right? So everything is good versus evil for them. And if you notice, that's how the most of the Republican Party these days operates, right? Explain to me this. And I understand there's bad politicians on all sides, right? I don't understand, for example, and I'm not saying I'm a fan of this person at all. I don't like this person, and I don't really care for anything they do. But there's this just irrational hate of certain politicians. And there's more than just this person, but like somebody like Nancy Pelosi, for example, right? You say that name, and or even if you look at the insurrection, all these grown men, right, were there literally to kill her. If they would have found her, they would have killed her.
And Mike
right?
Pence.
Right, yeah. You can disagree with the politics. You can say she's a stupid person, she's a bitch or whatever. Maybe she's got a terrible personality, terrible politics. But what the fuck makes you want to have like a blood feud where you like absolutely base, you know, your life around hating this person? Why? Like, what is it about her that makes you want to turn into a fucking well, in your head, a superhero fighting crime? And it's not just for Potter, it's for everybody. Like, what the fuck goes to your mind for something like that?
It's just crazy, and things have gotten too far at that point. I mean, obviously. It's like vote somebody out, you know, like play by the rules. There's rules for a reason.
I don't know, man. I think the January 6th was a culmination of a lot of things. A lot of our population went crazy. They dove into conspiracy theories because they held a person, you know, Donald Trump, you know, as godlike.
Mm-hmm.
And when he started spouting off that stuff, like it just sent a lightning bolt into their justification for the things they were believing.
But you see, that's that whole good versus evil thing again. They're like,
oh no, I'm talking, yeah, you're right. These people never evolved past cowboys and Indians, good guys versus bad guys. They see the world through those lenses, and they'll never change. There's no gray area for that. It's just, that's just their simplistic way of looking at the world.
Whitey, I'm gonna ask you before I ask Potter. I'm gonna leave Potter alone for a second, and then I'm gonna go around Sosa and then Potter. So Potter, think of your answer. Okay, Whitey, what's your thoughts on somebody like Nancy Pelosi?
I generally just don't like that lady. Like it really does.
Okay, wait. I don't mean to
hear,
cut you off. Hold on. Why?
Because like when it's the attitude thing. Like
Okay.
it's just an I just hate the attitude, really. Like every time I hear her talk or whatever, it's kind of cringe to me. So
How she's all smug and shit.
yeah, and then her and Schumer kind of like we're gonna like we're gonna bend the rules as far as we can or whatever in our way. Both parties are kind of
yeah. No, do you want to kill her?
hell no, I don't want to kill anybody. Like it's politics, dude. Like you're supposed to have an argument and disagreement or something like that. Like that's the whole point of politics is you're not going to have one set mind, you know? So like that's wrong, you know? It's just terrible that any of that stuff happened and her husband got attacked or whatever. And that's fucked up, you know?
Oh, and then there's the deniers on that too. Like they start, dude, if they don't know all the details, something seems fishy here. I don't trust that story. I'm going to make something up, you know, but that's another story, man. You're right. Sosa, thoughts on Nancy Mega Bitch Pelosi there?
I don't fucking like her.
No. Yeah.
For a couple of reasons. I believe that there should be term limits on our senators and congressmen. You know, you stay there too long, you learn how to work the business to benefit you, not the people you're supposed to represent. And she just is the epitome of that. All these insider trading accusations that are being made about her trading and how she has beat the market fucking for a decade long, you know, those are all coming from somewhere. She's a fucking crooked bitch. She is the epitome of that crooked fucking politician that's out to get theirs, and fuck you. You know, she doesn't care about the people. She cares about her pocket.
Do you wish that? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, upon further thought, yeah, she's during the stimulus when everybody needed some extra money or whatever, and they were like holding out for extra stuff in the bills or whatever, like that bugged the fuck out of me. I think that was the biggest thing for me. Was her and Schumer holding out for like, until I get all this extra stuff, we're gonna hold the people hostage. And they
not only that, dude, but like when right before the pandemic hit, when like that committee met up and said like, holy shit, this is really going down. Every single member in that committee shifted their stocks because they knew exactly what was gonna hit. So they got to jump on the market right before anybody else did because of their top secret clearance.
Now, all of that, do you hope that do you think that the insurrection people, they were right in trying to kill her?
No, man, that we're not an African fucking country. You're not supposed to kill politicians. We're not Mexico.
Oh, that was racist. Anyway, I'll move on, but that was racist. Potter, I can see Potter's fucking Potter's hearing our reactions here, and he's fucking beaming right now with smiling ear to ear because he's heard all this smack talk about Mega Bitch Pelosi, and he cannot be happier right now.
He tastes blood.
Yeah, but Potter, I don't even think I have to ask, but Auntie Nancy there, you a fan?
I am not a fan. I don't think I need to say anything. Fucking Whitey already covered it, and then Sosa came in and fucking did. What do you want to say, Sosa? Do you want to say which one do you like better? You like a 5-star frog splash? You want fucking backflip? Body slap? Like you fucking like nailed it, dude. Like,
dude, he's beaming. He's happy. Look at him.
Fucking A. He's gonna. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you can't see this, but he stuck his gun outside the window, and now he's firing in celebration.
It's still got a little bit of shit residue on it. But he's over there. It's Sunday, so he's singing, "Oh, happy day.
When Jesus walked.
Oh, happy day.
When Jesus walked."
There you go. See, I knew it. But Potter, I mean, they did say it, but would you say that even before this conversation that you hated that bitch?
I feel like hate's such a strong word.
And that's why you would use it, though.
No, definitely didn't like her. I mean, like Whitey said, and there's nothing really to like what she did there. And things that Sosa was saying, insider trading for past, forever, doesn't help her case either.
Well, okay, like somebody like her, for example, right? I'll make a similar point about somebody like Hillary Clinton, right? Nobody likes her, but you would hear people all the time like, yeah. Like, oh, I fucking hate her. She's so evil. And then you ask them, you press them on the question, okay, what's so evil? They can't answer it, right? I mean, with Nancy Pelosi, I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of fuel there. Like we heard it, right? But sometimes, I'm not saying you, but I'm saying people that just hate so blindly, they can't answer why, right? They just kind of go along with it. Like, I hate her too. And I reckon to say a lot of those insurrectionists, they were just going with the flow, and that's super dangerous. I know you don't agree with it, but do you think that the hate that she gets and having her life threatened, like that's okay?
I don't think anybody should have tried to gone after her to kill her.
Mm-hmm. See, so we're all intelligent beings, and we can understand this whole good versus evil thing isn't always correct. Right. I feel like just the midterm elections here. I feel like a lot of the Democrats were saying, like, if we don't keep the House and we don't keep the Senate and sweep and get more seats, it's going to be the end of democracy. We're all going to die.
I think they were selling that point. And I think their justification was that a lot of the people that were up for election were election deniers that were saying that Trump should still be president and that they wouldn't have certified the election. I think that's the angle they were going with. And to be fair, yeah, a lot of the people that Trump was backing during these midterms were people that were saying that the election was rigged in 2020 and that they would not have certified it. Mm-hmm. And to the credit of the American people, every single election denier that was up in the ballot fucking lost. And that makes me proud to be an American. Hershey's on the point of winning. I'm sorry, on the verge of winning. I don't know, man. He could.
Hey, by the way, did you guys see that there was an election and they voted for a dead guy?
Yeah.
Or like somebody that died? Like, what was that about? Anybody remember that?
That's happened a few times.
He was on the ballot and he died before the race even finished. So he was still on the ballot.
But I forget. I don't know if the dead guy was red or blue, but it was one party said, well, we're not going to elect the other party, so we're going to vote for the dead guy. Right. That's how much this whole fucking red blue bullshit is just nonsense.
I think they still have to have a runoff at that point, right? They don't automatically default to the other party. They're going to do something else, right? Like
Hershey, he's in a runoff.
Yeah, but it's all, local government dependent or state government dependent.
And he heard runoff, and he an athlete, so he gonna run faster than Warner, and he gonna win that election because he know how to run off. But I bet you didn't. But I bet you didn't know that he knew that. Good air.
The good air.
Yeah, he gonna get that good air. He not gonna let that China bad air come with all the COVID.
It says right here on The Guardian that a Democrat reelected by a landslide in Pennsylvania, even though he died a month before.
God damn.
Man.
So then there was all the Democrats saying like, we don't want a Republican. Let's vote the dead Democrat in.
Yeah.
So it works both ways.
Yeah,
Potter, that's a point for you right there. Ding.
I didn't know what party it was before you. I just looking it up.
But I'm saying you won that point, Potter. Smile again. We were having so much fun. Oh, happy day.
If you'd like more of Potter's insights, you can go to potterspeople@gmail.com.
Now, this kind of ties into the next episode. I didn't get much of a conversation. I've already recorded it, but it's really interesting. I had a conversation with an independent pro wrestler who goes by the moniker the Progressive Liberal.
Oh,
And he's actually he comes off as a bad guy because he wrestles in the South.
Hey,
So
you interviewed him?
yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Wait, you know who he is?
No. I know you sent me a link.
Oh,
And I
man.
saw the link. I didn't know you interviewed him.
Yeah, so I talked to him yesterday at the time of this recording. He was on the road, so it got a little choppy. So I'll put it together as best I can. But he actually, he did a lot. He's still doing press. He's done a lot of press with like CNN, HBO, Vice, and he just did like some press with the German media yesterday as well. Because he plays the character of like the progressive liberal, right? And all the rednecks that are super, they call themselves conservative, but just, what does that even mean anymore? But all the rednecks are so upset because he goes around saying, I'm going to take your guns away. And his entrance gear for the longest time was a shirt with like a collage of Hillary faces.
Oh, wow.
And I think Biden too. It was
Dude, does he have to worry about getting to his car after the event?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, dude. These people are so stupid that not only do they think pro wrestling is real, but again, the whole good versus evil is very easy for dumb people to understand, and they try to attack him. He's been attacked several times. They've messed with his car. They've thrown shit at him. They, try to fight with them. This is bad, dude.
Poor guy, man. The guy's just he found something that sticks. He's the heel. Don't they understand the heel and face thing?
And people have done it before with the opposite way, with the whole Trump supporter gimmick, right? There've been a few wrestlers that have done that, but this is the first time I hear of somebody doing the whole progressive liberal thing, and I thought that was interesting. So that's in the next episode for sure.
I wonder if he would just say that he's a progressive liberal, then rather than saying like, I love Hillary, she's the best type of shtick, if he would get as much hate.
I think he wouldn't get as much, but they'd still boo him. But he plays it up, man. Like you said,
Yes,
he's talking about like things like the birth rate and whatever that means, dude. Like, God, I still can't get over that. Like, why is that like something that regular people are worried about now? Like the birth rate all of a sudden, right? But anyway, yeah, he talks about taking people's guns and definitely talks about voting Democrats. So that's just an entertaining thing there. I did want to, I think we've had a pretty healthy conversation here, and
what are you talking about? It's pretty fucking unhealthy to me.
It was unhealthy as fuck. Now. I meant as far as like when you eat and you eat a healthy amount. That's what I meant.
Yes.
Yeah. Our shit was not very healthy at all. It was downright. We probably have mental problems according to people who are listening.
Matter of fact, if you're still listening to this, you're disgusting.
You suck. What's wrong with you? How can you listen to this garbage?
God.
But I do want to, just kind of wrap it up here and see if anybody has some final, little thoughts for the podcast world, so we can send people on their way. For not having done a shit show in a while, this one it went a little longer than I thought. We had a lot of chatter there, and we still have more in the more in the chamber there. But we'll save that for the next shit show. So if anybody wants to chime in there, throw anything else in there, go for it.
Man, it's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Definitely.
I learned a lot about Texas today.
I'm telling you, man, the asshole holster, it works.
Man, I miss hanging out with you guys, doing this shit, stirring shit up.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Too long.
And so we'll definitely get the next one going. But that was a lot of fun for sure. I'm glad we were able to make it work with Potter out there in Texas. You know, he's been sitting for a very long time. So that holster ass cheek thing, you know, I know it's not bothering you too much, Potter. I commend you for that. Just make sure to wipe the tip every now and then.
It didn't go off once during the show.
I'm surprised. Well, we give Potter a hard time, but again, we make things interesting. But appreciate everybody. Appreciate you all. And for everybody listening at home, appreciate it. Thank you. Fuck you and good night. Subscribe to the Ignorance is Strength podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Like, follow, and share on Facebook and Instagram at Ignorance is Strength Podcast and on Twitter at The Ignorance Pod.